tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good day, everyone. Today, let us discuss what is Samma Sankappa. Samma Sankappa in English we called right resolve or right intention or thoughts. You know that there are 8 factors in Eightfold Path. What are those 8 facts? Right view, Samadhi, right aspiration, Samma Sankappa, right speech, Samma Vacha, right action, Samma Kammanta, right livelihood, Samma Ajiva, right effort, Samma Vayama, right mindfulness, Samma Sati, and right concentration, Samma Samadhi. These are the factors which consisted of the Eightfold Path. The factor Samma Sankappa, what we are going to discuss today, belongs to Samma Eightfold Path as a second factor of those factors. This is the second, and it consisted of the wisdom proof. What is right resolved? Its meaning, how we can define right intention or Samma Sankappa. In Samyutta Nikaya, there is the great sutta named Magga Vibhanga Sutta, which explain those eightfold paths. Under this sutta, the second factor, that is the right aspiration or thought intention, defined in the sutta thus: being resolved on renunciation, on freedom from ill will, on harmlessness, this is called right resolved. Then you might understand what is the main point of this definition. given by the Buddha in this particular sutta. Of course, to have a very right resolve or intention or thought or aspiration, you must have these great concept being resolved on renunciation, being resolved on freedom from ill will, being resolved on harmlessness, then only you will have right intention, right thought, which you designed based on right view. That is the first fact of the Eightfold Path. Katamoch bhikkhave samma sankappo yoko bhikkhave nekkhamma sankappo abhyapada sankappo avihimsa sankappo ayang uchchati bhikkhave samma sankappo. This is how Buddha, his own language, explain what is right resolve, right intention, right expression of this sutta, Magga Vibhanga Sutta. And also another occasion, Buddha again explain of this aspect in another sutta, that is Chunda Sutta, which come Anguttara Nikaya. It's come of the 10th volume, 10th division, and its sutta number is 176. According to this sutta, Buddha described of this fact thus: Katamanja tunja tividam manasa sochiyam hoti ida tunda ekacho abhijjalu hoti yamtang paras parvitti vitupa karanam tang abhijjata hoti aho vat yam parasatam mamasati. This is how people think in relations to, in connection of others' things. Let me explain the description as come in this paragraph, and how Chunda does one become impure in mind in 3 ways. Here Chunda, one is Abhijalu, he covers the possessions or instrument of someone else, or verily may that which belongs to another he be mine. One is Vyapanna Chitto, having wicked mind sankalpas, mind thoughts, may these be killed or be captured or be annihilated or be destroyed or not be at all. This is how we thought when we have those defilement. When you are covetous, when you are craving, when you sustain your craving, of course, you thought you craving for others' properties, you craving for others' belonging. So that because of that cravingness, that thoughts, you would try to possess others' belonging, others' properties. If you do not renounce those thoughts, you will act likewise. And also when you have ill will, vyapada, because of that mentality, that thoughts, of course, you wish others ruin. However, you try to destroy, annihilate, killed, harmed other people because of your that hateful, evil thoughts. Therefore, in Buddhism, we have to practice, we have to develop Samma Sankappa instead of Miccha Sankappa. It's meaning in your daily life, you have to develop right aspiration in order to, instead of Miccha Sankappa, Miccha Sankappa. So, one is Micchadittiko, having wrong vision, having wrong vision. There is nothing given, there is nothing offered, there is nothing satisfied, there is no result, outcome, benefit, phala. There's no vipaka of good and bad karma. There's no this world, there's no other world. There is no mother, there is no father. There are no opopathic beings, simultaneous being. There are no samanas and brahmins in the world having fared rightly, having practiced rightly, who have made known this world, loka, and the other loka world, having known and realized them by themselves. This is what we call michaditi. If you do not sustain, if you do not develop right intention, of course, you maintain, you sustain this type of Micca Sankappa Rom's view, which leads, which you leads towards downfall or deterioration. This sutta says us skillful three ways to cultivate our thought purely. It's meaning we can develop our thought purely based on those ways of those three ways, three means. You do not cover the belonging of others, thinking, oh, that what belongs to others would be mine. If you do not maintain ill will, you will not in the soul of your heart, you think, may these be free from animosity, be free from oppression, be free from trouble, and may they look after themselves with easy. This is how you maintain your mind when you have those skillful thoughts. You have right view and are not wrapped in the way you experience these things because of you have right view. Whenever you experience, whenever you see something, of course, you examine those things in a correctly applying your right view and right thoughts. There is what is given, what is offered, what is sacrificed. There are fruits and result of good and bad actions. There is the world and the next world. There is mother and father. There are spontaneously reborn beings. There are Brahmins and contemplative who, faring rightly and practicing rightly, proclaim this world and the next after having directly known and realized it for themselves. This is how one is made pure in three ways by mental action. This way, practicing those great skillful ways, you practice things very correctly in your lifetime. And how is right view the forerunner? It's meaning actually of the eightfold path, the first factor that is samadhi, right view. Of course, in our practice, in our understanding, it works as a forerunner, as a forerunner. Therefore, let us examine how does it work as a forerunner. One discerns wrong resolve as a wrong resolve and right resolve as a right resolve. And what is wrong resolve? Being resolved on sensuality, on ill will, on harmfulness. This is wrong resolve. This is wrong in aspiration, intention. At the same time, one tries to abandon wrong resolve and to enter into right resolve. Then, having understood you are in wrong intention, so when you got understand, I am in wrong view, wrong understanding, wrong interpretation, so that you try to abandon wrong resolve and to enter into right resolve, right intention, right aspiration. This is one's right effort. One is mindful to abandon wrong resolve and to enter and remain in right resolve mindfully. You watch mindfully, you experience. Then when you are mindful with regard to your wrong intention, because of that understanding, you abandon wrong resolve. You try to abandon wrong resolve and to enter and remain in right resolve. This is one right mindfulness. Thus, these three qualities, right view, right effort, and right mindfulness, run and circle around right intention or right resolve. This is how the right view become a forerunner of those action, those things. Tatra bhikkhave samma ditti ubbangama hoti. Katamancha bhikkhave samma ditti ubbangama hoti. Miccha vacham miccha vachati pajanati. Samma vachati pajanati. This is how Mahachattarika Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya explain how does it work, how does it perform as a forerunner of others. The Blessed One said, monks, before my self-awakening, when I was still just an unawakened bodhisattva, the thought occurred to me, why don't I keep dividing my thinking into two categories, two ways. So I made thinking imbued with sensuality, thinking imbued with ill will, and thinking imbued with harmfulness, one sort, and thinking imbued with renunciation, thinking imbued with non-ill will, and thinking imbued with harmlessness, another sort or another group, another way. This is how Buddha, while he was attaining Buddhahood at the Bodhi tree, holy tree, wisdom tree, he divided his mental property into two categories thus. Ubeva me bhikkhave sambodha anabhi sambuddhasya bodhisattva sveva sato e tadahosi. Yannunaham dvida katva vitakke vihereyamti. Soko aham bhikkhave yochayam kama vitakko yoche bhyapad vitakko yoche hinsa vitakko imang eka bhaga makasim yochayam nekkhamma vitakko yoche abhyapada vitakko yoche avihinsa vitakko iman dutiya bhaga makasi. That is the great sutta name Dveda Vitakka Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. The sutta number is 19. This sutta explains how he categorized those mental properties, mental thought into two categories. And as I remain thus heedful, ardent, and resolved, thinking imbued with sensuality arose in me. I discerned that thinking imbued with sensuality has arisen in me, and that leads to my own affliction or to the affliction of others or to the affliction of both. It obstructs discernment, promotes vexation, and does not lead to unbinding. This is how he realized the things as they truly are. As I noticed that it leads to my own affliction, it is subsidized. As I noticed that it is leads to the affliction of other, to the affliction of both, it obstructs discernment, promotes vexation, and does not lead to unbind. It subsidizes whenever thinking imbued with sensuality had arisen. I simply abandon it, dispel it, and wipe it out of existence. This is how Buddha recognized his thought, how does it affect himself and others and both ways. And as I remain thus heedful, ardent, and resolved, thinking imbued with ill will arose in me, I discern that thinking imbued with ill will has arisen in me, and that leads to my own affliction or to the affliction of others or to the affliction of both. It disturbs discernment, promotes vexation, and does not lead to unbinding. As I notice that it leads to my own affliction, it subsidies as I notice that it leads to the affliction of others, to the affliction of both. It troubles discernment, promote vexation, and does not lead to unbind. It's subsidized whenever thinking imbued with ill will had arisen. I simply abandoned it and dispelled it, destroy it, wipe it out of existence. Of course, this is how Buddha trained his son, Venerable Rahula, to practice to develop here understanding in his practice of the monastic life. This, this is the great admonish advices given by the Buddha for Rahula in the Ambalaktika Rahulova, Sutta. Evame ko Rahula, Pachyavekkitva kayena kammam katabbam. Pachyavekkitva vachaya kammam katabbam. Pachyavekkitva manasa kammam katabbam. Whenever you want to perform a bodily act, you shouldn't reflect on it. This bodily act I want to perform, would it lead to self-affliction, to the affliction of others, or both? Is it an unskillful bodily act with painful consequences, painful result? If on reflection, you know that it would lead to self-affliction, to the affliction of others, or to both. It would be an unskillful bodily act with painful consequences, painful result. Then any bodily act of that sort is absolutely unfit for you to do. But if on reflection you know that it would not cause affliction, it would be a skillful bodily action with happy consequences, happy result, then any bodily act of that sort is fit for you to do. While you are performing a bodily act, you should reflect on it. This bodily act I am doing, is it leading to self-affliction, to the affliction of others, or to both? It is an unskillful bodily act with painful consequences, painful result. If on affliction, you know that it is leading to self-affliction, to affliction of others or both, you should give it off. But if on reflection you know that it is not, you may continue with it. Having performed a bodily act, you should reflect on it. If on reflection you know that it is lead to self-affliction, to the affliction of others, or to both, it was an unskillful bodily act with painful consequences, painful result, then you shouldn't complex it, reveal it, lay it open to the teacher or to the knowledgeable companion in your society or in the holy life. Having complex it, you should exercise restraint in the pure, but if no reflection, you know that it did not lead to affliction. It was a skillful bodily action with happily consequences, happy result. Then you should stay mentally repressed and joyful, training day and night in skillful mental qualities. Therefore, Rahula, you should train yourself. I will purify my bodily act through repeated reflection. I will purify my verbal act truly repeated reflection. I will purify my mental act truly repeated reflection. That is how you should train yourself. Of course, following those great instructions given by the Buddha for Rahul in that great sutta, you can, of course, improve, develop your right intention in your daily life. Therefore, let us develop, let us have always such a great aspiration, such a great intention, which lead us towards final liberation. Dukkhapattha cha nidukkha bhayapattha cha nibbhaya sokapattha cha nisoka hontu sabbhe pipanino.